What happens when we die? Do we simply cease to exist? Or does our consciousness live on? For centuries, humanity has debated the mystery of the afterlife. Some believe in heaven, reincarnation, or spiritual realms beyond our understanding. Others insist that death is the end, with no existence beyond the physical. But what does science say? And what about the countless near-death experiences that seem to defy logic? Join us as we explore the scientific and spiritual perspectives on the afterlife and what they reveal about our ultimate fate. The scientific view: what happens when we die? Science tells us that death is the moment when the brain stops functioning, the heart ceases to beat, and the body shuts down permanently. From a biological standpoint, our consciousness is thought to be a product of brain activity. Once the brain dies, so does awareness. But is it really that simple? Some neuroscientists and physicists suggest that consciousness might not be tied to the brain alone. Could it exist beyond the physical body? According to quantum mechanics, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Could this apply to our consciousness as well? Near-death experiences clues to an afterlife? One of the most compelling arguments for an afterlife comes from near-death experiences, NDEs. Thousands of people who were clinically dead, some for minutes, others for hours, have reported floating outside their bodies and seeing doctors revive them, entering a tunnel of light filled with an overwhelming sense of peace, meeting deceased loved ones or spiritual beings, being told it wasn't their time before returning to life. Even scientists who were once skeptics, like Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon who had an NDE, now believe that consciousness exists beyond the brain. Is this proof of an afterlife? Or just the brain's way of shutting down? Religious and spiritual views on the afterlife. For thousands of years, religions and spiritual traditions have provided answers about the afterlife. Christianity and Islam speak of heaven and hell, where souls are judged based on their actions. Hinduism and Buddhism describe reincarnation, where souls are reborn until they reach enlightenment. Ancient Egyptians and Greeks believed in an underworld, where souls continued their journey. Despite their differences, one thing remains consistent: the idea that consciousness does not end with death. Could these beliefs hold ancient wisdom about what lies beyond? Paranormal evidence, ghosts, spirits, and signs from the dead. Another argument for an afterlife comes from paranormal phenomena. Millions of people claim to have seen ghosts, received messages from deceased loved ones, or experienced unexplained signs. Sudden cold chills, dream visitations, objects moving on their own, hearing a departed loved one's voice. Some believe these are proof of spirits still existing in another realm. Others argue they are just tricks of the mind. Is the spirit world real or just an illusion? The simulation theory: are we in a digital afterlife? A mind-blowing theory suggests that the afterlife isn't a spiritual place, but a digital one. The simulation hypothesis proposes that we are living in a programmed reality, much like a video game. When we die, we may simply exit the simulation. Could the afterlife be another level of existence? What happens after death? The final mystery. So, what truly happens when we die? Is there a heaven or reincarnation? Do we merge into universal energy? Or does death simply mean nothingness? The truth is, we don't know. But one thing is certain: death is not the end of the mystery. Many who have come back from the brink describe an overwhelming sense of love and peace, a feeling that life does not simply disappear. What do you believe? The question of the afterlife remains one of the greatest mysteries of existence. What do you think happens after we die? Have you ever had an unexplained experience, a near-death event, or a sign from a loved one? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into life's greatest questions. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and stay curious.